It's time for a review of Head Above Water, the latest album from French blues guitarist Laura Cox, which dropped only a few days ago. This review is a few days later than planned. I'm getting faster at my editing. Not much faster, but I'm getting there. I first heard of Laura Cox by her covers on YouTube, specifically her performance of Brad Paisley's Nervous Breakdown, and whoa, it's brilliant. I didn't pick up my guitar for a couple of days after seeing that performance, I can tell you. But now fully recovered from a crippling inferiority complex, thank you for asking, I have the immense pleasure of listening to her new release for the first time, as I have been waiting for this album to drop for months. With that being said, my name is Wild from Wild Southwest Child. Let's get straight into the review! The album opens with the title track and a sweet, tasty guitar lick. This oozes blues if ever I heard it. I will say though, it's not particularly hard-hitting. It doesn't so much demand attention as raise a few eyebrows and tempt you in. Laura's voice isn't anything like the raw Viking wail of Janis Joplin, nor the passionate yet powerful finesse of Rebecca Lovell of Larkin Poe. Her tone has an almost sneery yet sultry quality, which works amazingly for this type of blues. She really plays into her strengths. Her 2017 album Hard Blue Shot got you immediately sitting up and rocking like nobody's business. So perhaps this is going to be her more emotional whiskey and cigar blues album. We shall have to wait and see. We move into something heavier in the second track, So Long. I'll be honest, the banjo feels very out of place here. I appreciate that country blues is very much a thing, but in this instance, it just takes me out of the song too much. I would have preferred an acoustic guitar to play that line, or maybe even a 12-string. After opening with a short, sharp solo drenched in reverb, One Big Mess builds into a sleazy riff that puts me in the mind of AC/DC's Night Prowler. All is well and grungy until... oh man, yes! This is what I've been waiting for. This song builds into an energetic, up-tempo, airborne-esque headbanger. This is what I've been waiting for. Why wasn't this the first song? So far this album has been full of incredible blues licks and phrases. Laura's guitar tone is perfect for this style of music. I look forward to what's coming next. After something of a slow start to the album, Laura really brings it up with One Big Mess, and now has given us the big blues rock sound with Set Me Free. I'm happy to see we've got rock organ and slide guitar here too. Remember, no true blues album is complete without these elements. The band are locked in so tight, every note is so perfectly placed, and you can really tell the enthusiasm and passion that these guys have for the music they're producing. Now, you may recall my opinions on ballads from my previous reviews, but that's only if they feel out of place within the context of the album. Old Soul is a ballad, and is a ballad done incredibly well. For the most part. The song sets some soft slide solos alongside Laura's sedate but soulful singing. Annoyingly, however, the chorus brings back that damn banjo. I'm sorry, I'm just not a fan. It's not that I have a thing against banjos, I own one. I'm not very good at it, but like the ballad, it has its place. That place isn't here. I will say it was a brilliant decision to bring in the glockenspiel towards the end. It adds an unexpected yet delightful, almost childlike innocence to the outro. Weiser really brings the groove. Or perhaps it brings the groovy. Laura combines a driving disco beat with tried and true, through and through blues guitar riffage. It's a daring, unusual, and might I say well-executed approach to songwriting here. Let me sum it up this way. The music video is Laura performing in a roller disco, and I can't think of a better visual representation of this groovy tune. On the subject of being groovy, if you're enjoying my videos, a subscribe to the channel would be real groovy too. But seriously, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Before We Get Burned is a steady country blues number, and here, right here, the banjo fits perfectly. I told you it has its place. If I close my eyes, I can see the long road I'm driving on through the Sonoran Desert, the heat haze distorting the air, and the birds of prey roosting in the distance. Between the banjo and the brushes on the drum kit and the pedal bass line, which sounds incredible by the way, I cannot stop tapping my hand on the steering wheel. If Before We Get Burned is travelling through the desert, the following track Seaside is reaching the end, late in the evening, looking forward to getting some well-earned rest. We're out of the desert and have made it to the west coast. Don't ever say I don't try and paint a colourful picture for you guys. But let's get the elephant in the room out of the way. Yes, there's a banjo. Yes, it works here too. This piece is a lot more melancholic. The distorted guitars sound almost weary, and the lazy vibrato on the slide pairs just right with Laura's husky vocals in a way that gives the whole song a very exhausted but satisfied vibe. Laura excels at writing unforgettable, incredible blues riffs, and this is most evident in Fever. Although I need to take a moment to appreciate the drumming, it's been a tremendous example of simple but effective. It doesn't seek to needlessly show off, it just hits the right beat at exactly the right moments. What makes the song stand out is how it changes up at the 3-minute mark, filling our ears with headbanging energy and a solo that is just asking for some cheeky air guitar. The penultimate track, Swing It Out, doesn't swing as much as it does rock. I wouldn't go so far as to call anything in this album heavy, but this piece doesn't so much show you the guitar as push it right in your face and demand attention. This whole album has been very guitar focused. Laura might be the singer, but it's her guitar that is the star of the show, upfront, loud and proud. Funny story, I had an advert appear as I listened to this album, and it was no joke an advert for this very album. We close with Glassy Days, a dirgy slide guitar accompanying Laura's soft vocals. Oh look, the banjo's back. I hate to say it, but this is something of a downer compared to the rest of the album. We've had disco beats, groovy rhythms, soaring solos, powerful vocals, driving riffs, and we end on this? I struggle to say it's bad. I like me a bit of dark blues as much as the next man who wears only black, but this last track is missing the fun of the last 30 or 40 odd minutes. You know me, I prefer an epic of some kind to close an album, something to make me feel like I've been on a journey, something that makes me want more. This makes me feel like I've been left at the side of the road and the car's already buggered off over the horizon. Honestly, the album should have closed on Swing It Out. Despite ending on something of a low note, the album is through and through real and true blues. The heart is there, the soul is there, the emotion is there, the feeling is there, the passion is there. Lawler has an expert knowledge and execution of country, rock and electric subsets of the genres. I felt like some parts were a little lackluster sometimes, considering I was expecting more of what she played on Hard Blues Shot, but far be it from me to disparage her for wanting to do something different. For the first time ever in my reviews, I'm going to have to give it 2 different scores depending on what you're looking for in this album. If you're after something that is more blues rock, then this is going to get 7 souls out of 10. If you want to see this as an out-and-out true blues album, it gets 8.5 banjos out of 10.